Star Wars Episode 9 is set for release on December 20th of 2019, and as we get closer to the very end of principal photography, we have been learning more about this movie. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are very curious about has all to do with the legacy characters. Exactly what will they do with General Leia in this film? Also, how big of a role will Luke Skywalker have in the movie, as well as Lando Calrissian? Or even the paths of both Rey and Kylo Ren. Now, aside from all of that today, I wanted to focus in on J.J. Abrams and, of course, Leia/Carrie Fisher and her involvement in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, in case you guys have not been informed about this, which I'm sure all of you have, but we do know that they are using unused footage from both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens of Leia. Now, what's really interesting about all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to a lot of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions. However, a lot of the footage apparently for of course, General Leia/Carrie Fisher from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens is going to be altered. Now, I don't know what that actually means in Episode 9, what J.J. Abrams and crew have in store for us, the fans, when it comes to altering the footage over in The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, changing the character of Leia from those films and making her the character that would best fit Star Wars Episode 9. So, what do I think about this? I think that this all lines directly up with this new technology that they are using, this upgraded technology of an already existing one, where they are able to essentially cut the character out of a scene and place her into a brand new scene and changing the character's environment. And that, to me, I think is a great deal, because if you look at The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, I really don't think that there's a lot of environments to really work with to insert into Star Wars Episode 9, other than Leia sitting in a control room, or her being on Takodana, or maybe even her inside the Resistance base of Crate, or the Rebellion base, I should say. But one thing is for sure, is that they will be changing the character of Leia and the environment surrounding her by taking her out of some of the scenes from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and inserting her into new scenes for Star Wars Episode 9. And it's also said that some of the elements for General Leia will be changed in Episode 9 to better suit the story of this one. So with that being said, we do know that JJ, he's been going through a lot of script adjustments and script rewrites, these past couple of weeks or so. We're not quite sure how significant they really were, but they did revolve around Chewbacca, and of course Luke, Rey, and Kylo Ren. Again, this isn't usually done while they're filming, but it seems like they are really trying their very best in order to get this movie right. And after all, this is the final Skywalker Saga film. It's a very important movie, guys. I can't stress this enough. I think that Disney really has to get this correct. If they don't, I think a lot of fans are just going to put their arms up in the air and never even deal with, these major Star Wars movies, at least the hardcore fans. So yeah, I think it's Disney and LUCASFILM's pretty much priority right now in order to get this movie right. And by changing Leia, in whatever way, I don't know if that's a good or a bad idea. Honestly, I think it's a risky move, but you know what? Sometimes, I think that some risks can be good. In The Last Jedi, a lot of those risks turned out to be bad. But in the Force Awakens, we can see the things that J.J. Abrams did. He played it safe in that movie, and he will no longer be doing that. So that was also by Disney and Lucasfilm too. That was the first time that Star Wars was returning at the time in 10 years? Something like that? Yeah, it was like 10 years since 2005, when it was 2015. So, they did play it safe. They wanted to have a lot of beat for beats of A New Hope, and Episode 9 is said to be its own unique movie. Not super original like The Last Jedi, but it did have a lot of similarities and parallels in that movie anyway in Episode 8. But when it comes to our main characters, alright, they won't be going too far, but there will be changes being made to characters like Rey, Kylo, Luke, and Leia. So I don't know what J.J. Abrams really does have in store for the fans. He's very eager to let us all know. He's very excited, as he has expressed before, on numerous late-night show on like numerous late night shows. I think it was like Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, one of those guys. He expressed, his enthusiasm for this movie. So with that being said, guys, I would really love to hear what you have to say about all of this. The changing of Leia by use of this new technology and kind of altering the older footage from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. Hey, you know what? I think it's a great idea. I think it's a good idea as long as they don't mess the character up. If they can actually make her a better character, I think I'd be totally up for that. Because I do feel like that the character does need some improvement. Ever since we saw her in The Last Jedi with the whole Space Leia situation, I really can't get that out of my head. So if J.J. Abrams can do something amazing for the character of Leia, and we've been hearing about all these different descriptions, one of which is that Leia eventually is holding the Skywalker lightsaber and ignites it, doesn't fight with it, but just ignites it in order to remember her brother. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's the perfect way to kind of just give us a little bit of an idea of what Leia would look like as a Jedi. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.